Because the late Bronze Age tombs of the King and Queen of Sparta have disappeared, we will never find Helen's body. And so it seems her prophecy from the Iliad, that she has an evil destiny to be a singer's theme for generations to come, will always be fulfilled. Until we've seen Helen as a dry, dusty corpse, a sad, flawed mortal, we will never stop fantasising about her, never stop blaming her for being the most beautiful woman in the world.
And next week, Bethany Hughes visits a place where homosexuality was compulsory, money was outlawed, equality was enforced, and weak boys were put to death. The ancient world of the Spartans, next Wednesday night at 9. Next tonight, though, when it comes to wedding presents, they don't come much better than a castle, as we're about to find out with the Time Team.
The Spartans are, I think, just irresistible. They are one of the most extreme civilisations that ever walked on this earth. And I've always thought that they deserved the same white heat of attention that's normally reserved for the Romans and the ancient Egyptians. After all, these are people who bathe their babies in wine in order to toughen them up. They throw weakling newborns off the mountains that range around Sparta like a fortress. These are men who scorn luxury. They ban coined money and prostitutes, and they eat the most disgusting national dish, which is called melas zomas, which was basically a black broth made of pig's blood. In the military messes, homosexuality was compulsory between growing boys and older men. It's all pretty hot stuff. But the Spartans aren't just odd, they're really important. Relatively early in Greek history, before even the classical world has begun, they drive through a radical social and political revolution. In effect, all Spartan men are meant to be equal. And they developed really key concepts that we still use today. The importance of self-sacrifice for the common good, the value of duties and of rights. All Spartans aimed to be as perfectly human as it was humanly possible to be. Every single one of our ideas about utopia stems from the Spartan example. The Spartans was the first series that I made for Channel 4 in 2002, and it's just great to see how this civilization now seems to have really captured the popular imagination. There are brilliant best-selling books about the Battle of Thermopylae, the famous battle where 301 Spartans stood against the Persians. In the end, it was a suicidal stand, the last man fighting with his bare hands and his teeth. And Zack Snyder's film The 300 has brought the Spartan story to an international audience of millions. But for a historian, the Spartans pose a problem because they just left so few written records. Unlike the Athenians, they were terrible at their own PR. They didn't build grand architecture that we can then analyse to try to get to know them better. But that makes them all the more intriguing and all the more reason to tell their story afresh. But I've got to confess, I'm particularly attracted to the Spartans because of their women. Spartan girls simply were different. They enjoyed a degree of